Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you were born, I consecrated you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations. Jeremiah chapter 1, verse 5. Forming, consecrating, and appointing is one of the greatest blessings of God that can be showered on the humans on earth. It was in 1959, September 29, a prophet was born in the Mascarenhas family and in the place popularly known as Bola. Among 9 siblings, Louis is the 5th child of the large family. It was still larger because it was the living of families together as joint family. The obedient child was baptized in Don Bosco Church, Kelmet, in the Diocese of Mangalore, with the beautiful name Louis, which means in French, famous warrior. The boy Louis grew up in the large joint family as an obedient child to the parents as well as to the extended family and to all the elders of the family. In 1973, he completed his primary education in Little Flower Primary School, Belmont, and later in 1978, high school from Vidyavardhaka Junior College, Munkur. Ravi Zacharias, a Christian apologist, says, "There is no greater discovery than seeing God as the author of your destiny." Truly so. It was in 1978, young Louis was looking for his destiny and was very clear of the path that he was going to tread, but was struggling to choose the place, was suddenly inspired and spoke as prophet Isaiah spoke to the Lord and said, "Lord, here am I, send me." To his greatest surprise, the Lord showed him the Diocese of Allahabad, which is one of the oldest and the mother diocese of almost all North Indian dioceses. He began his prophetic journey from Mangalore to an unknown destiny and the place known as Lucknow, the city of Nawabs and the capital city of Uttar Pradesh. For the first time, sitting on a transport towards the seminary known as Ghodawala Tanga, which means horse car, did thrill young Louis. And by the time he began to cherish the thrill of the ride, he reached to the most awaited abode of the future, and that was St. Paul's Minor Seminary, Lucknow. He began his life with vigor and zeal and never had a slightest moment of turning back from his firm sacred vocation to the priesthood. In 1980, he completed his minor seminary studies along with his intermediate from UP Board. We hear in Genesis chapter 12 that God said to Abraham, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing." Young Louis heard the same voice and setting his face towards, went forth to another unknown land, and this time it was Allahabad, the holy city of our Hindu brethren, where the confluence of 3 rivers, namely Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati, makes Sangama, to the major seminary known as St. Joseph's Regional Seminary in 1981 to further his philosophical studies. Simultaneously, Brother Louis took admission in the University of Allahabad, which has been known for years as the Oxford of the East. He grew up to become a graduate in the year 1984. Within this study of philosophy, he even discovered that he had the voice of a nightingale and parallelly took admission in Prayag Sangeet Samiti for vocal music. As soon as he completed his philosophical studies, he was sent for his regency to St. Peter's Church, Raebareli, and then to St. Xavier's Church, Robertsganj, Sonbhadra in 1984-1985. It was in 1985, after a successful period of regency, with a new vigor and zeal, he joined back for his theological studies to St. Joseph's Regional Seminary, Allahabad. The long-awaited day in the life of Brother Louis dawned on 4th April 1989, where by now the clay of 1978 had become a beautiful pot, shaped by the potter and master of vocation, Jesus himself. Deacon Louis Mascarenhas was the first diocesan priest to be ordained by the then Bishop of Allahabad Diocese, late Most Reverend Dr. Isidore Fernandez. From then, Father Louis Mascarenhas never looked back and went on spreading the good news of the Lord in and around the Diocese of Allahabad in different fields and various capacities. From assistant parish priest to parish priest, principal of school and college, social work director, hospital director, vicar general of the diocese, administrator of the diocese, and now as the shepherd of the Diocese of Allahabad. His journey can be explained in the words of Lily Saini Singh, a great writer, comedian, and an actress. There are no escalators but only the staircases to success. There is no substitute for hard work. Truly, from as boy Louis, then brother Louis, then Deacon Louis, then Father Louis, and then Very Reverend Louis, and lastly, the Most Reverend Dr. Louis has climbed more of staircases than the escalators in his spiritual life of journey. As an assistant pastor, he served in St. Joseph's the Worker Church, Chakeri, and in St. Joseph's Mission, Jafarganj. As a social work director for 8 long years, he not only had varied schemes and projects for the poor and the marginalized and the unavims of the society, but also he gave them social status and boosted their morale to be recognized as humans in the society. As a principal of St. Joseph's College, Allahabad, and St. Peter's School and College, Raebareli, he was the most loved principal of his time. The success story of his ministry in the schools and colleges as principal proved in the annual results of the students. He gave special attention to the academics and all-round growth of the students. As a parish priest, he lived a life of utmost simplicity, austerity, and in the spirit of sacrifice. He genuinely loved his parish and his parishioners. Under his pastoral care, many people came to the knowledge of Christ. Also, there was unity among other Christian denominations. It is said, "Take it easy" is the concept of common people, but "make it easy" is a concept of leaders. In the year 2020, when the whole world was reeling with pain of the century's worst affected pandemic, Corona, and when most of the people seldom saw the sunrise and the sunset, Father Louis rose like a leader with the concept "make it easy" as a director of the Nazareth Hospital, also as the administrator of the Diocese of Allahabad. Saving the most affected lives within the limited resources and the permissions available, Monsignor Louis saw that no stone is unturned towards the well-being of the most affected people by the pandemic. His compassionate heart towards the sick and the suffering is noteworthy. Every action of his, whether pastoral, social, educational, or towards health, was generated with the Spirit of Jesus. He remained always connected with the Lord. Prayer and Eucharist has been always the center of his priestly life and ministry. Mother Mary has been his guiding force behind all his endeavors. The Roman Catholic Diocese of Allahabad, with a spread around 13 districts, saw always twinkling stars, full moons, burning and soothing sun under the patronage of Monsignor Louis Mascarenhas. Today, when Jesus chooses, consecrates, appoints, and sends Bishop Louis as the shepherd of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Allahabad, may God bless him abundantly, so that he may lead his flock in green pastures, protect them from all kinds of dangers, and may increase the conviction of faith in Jesus our Lord and Master. Let his motto, every action of mine be something beautiful for God, may ever remain the soul and the backbone of his bishopric ministry. Long live Bishop Louis.